feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Had a great show today with Brad Schneider, the growth coach of Central Ohio. Really just had an opportunity to work with Brad over the past year. It was a great experience for our partnership here at TCP to walk us through a couple exercises with the vision of the firm, and really enjoyed that. And got to learn a lot today about what he does with clients, how he helps organizations and also individual entrepreneurs. But appreciate your time coming on, and I know John has a great question to kick us off.
Thanks, Phil. So, Brad, you started your career in corporate HR. You eventually made the move into working for yourself and entrepreneurship. What went into making that decision?
So a couple things. One, I kind of had that bug that everybody, I shouldn't say everybody has, but a lot of people have, that, hey, I want to kind of make my leap and go out and try something on my own. The other thing kind of business-wise was, as I was trying to find services to help develop leaders inside of our organization, as I was shopping from the outside, I noticed there was a gap in terms of combining coaching with training and the accountability that comes through and makes things happen. And then also a little bit of a gap in the lower end of the market, if you will, in terms of newer leaders or first-time leaders. There wasn't a lot out there, and I felt like I could fill that gap in the market.
Nice.
What is a shared or a common problem that you've seen working with clients or prospective clients, and sort of a gap that you've seen in organizations?
I would say that probably the biggest gap that I think everybody shares is we typically do a really bad job of preparing that first-time leader to be a leader. We don't really put them in a position to train them very well. We typically promote them because they were good at the job or they've had some success. And so there's an opportunity there in that all of those folks, in a proactive way, in the best way, to prepare them before they actually take that opportunity, but then having the opportunity to be able to help them grow and develop those skills once they're in that leadership chair. For me, it's now important more than ever. As the talent pool continues to shrink, the best way to keep somebody in your organization is the relationship that they have with their direct supervisor, and this is a good way to not just grow better leaders, but also make sure you keep in good people inside your organization.
It's great.
Well, Brad, one of the things you mentioned on the show that I thought was really profound was we talked about COVID as an opportunity. Now, obviously not in the sense, of the tragedy of a global pandemic and lives lost and things disrupted, but looking at it more from an entrepreneurship perspective and seeing opportunity where others simply see adversity. Yeah. Can you give me a little more insight into that?
Yeah, I think as tragic as it's been, COVID has created an environment where people are willing to consider possibilities and options that they maybe would have never considered before. And from a coaching standpoint, what that means is there's more people than ever that have their minds ready to change and shift and consider things that they're willing to take on. And so it's been a really good opportunity for me to help fill in some gaps and help people not just maybe take on some different things organizational change-wise, but then also dealing with the challenge of not being able to be physically present with either your customers or your employees. And that's been one of the things that I've found that's been really important to be able to do with the clients that I'm working with is in a world pre-COVID where words like micromanagement and trying to give people the space to do their things or bad things. I'm not advocating to be a micromanager, but we always err on trying to give people too much space. And during the time of COVID, people wanted people to be present, and they needed guidance and they need that direction. And they're looking for that assurance from their leadership. And so trying to encourage the businesses that I'm working with to continue to maintain that presence despite the fact they may be physically separated.
Nice. Well, we had a great time with Brad on the pod today. Got really deep into some of these things, navigating change, the importance of coaching. It's a really good listen. I recommend it for everyone. If you're looking to connect with Brad, you can find him at growthcoachcentralohnorth.com. You can also go to LinkedIn and look up GC Brad, and that'll let people connect with you. If you listen to the show, there's an Easter egg at the end. You can have his phone number and his email address, but you got to listen to the whole show to get that. For us, for Phil and I, thanks so much for watching. Please check out the podcast anywhere you can download your podcasts. Make sure you hit a like and subscribe on these videos so you know when we post new episodes. And for everyone at the tank, thanks so much for joining us. We'll see you next week.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.